We are pulling onto Concourse Club, the members racetrack, and this is a surreal experience for me. And there's a few reasons why. Growing up, the Diablo GT was like this mythical unicorn. This was a car that never officially came to the US. The former distributor for Lamborghini brought a few cars into the US. I believe there are about 7 cars that were imported to the US, maybe 8. We don't know exactly yet. Today, I think there's probably 8 or 9 Diablo GTs that reside in the US. This is one of them, making it one of the rarest cars that we've ever had. And until recently, I've never had the opportunity to drive a Diablo GT. We sold a yellow car last year, or 2 years ago. It was the former car of Mr. Benny Caiola. For me, this is completely surreal, because as a kid I had never been able to see a Diablo GT. I had heard these stories of these, radical, lightweight Diablos that Audi started to their influence on these cars, basically a race car for the street. So to have the ability to be driving this car, we just took this car on trade from a great client. So to actually own this car is completely surreal, because this is, to me, the holy grail of modern Lamborghinis. This and an SC30 Yoda, that's pretty much it for me. My generation, I remember a terribly tragic story as a young man. My dad, just the power and that sound, these engines, the 6.0 engine, that's the base of the Diablo GT. Those are titanium internals, so you sort of hear this mechanical sound going through the cockpit, going through the interior, and the throttle bodies, the independent throttle bodies, and the snorkel. You can actually hear the snorkel suck in air. This car is just so special, and I don't know exactly how, but you just feel it put down power incredibly well. You can feel how light this car is, rear wheel drive, and it just wants to go and go and go, just under 600 horsepower, and really is the evolution of the SC30. And you guys know I'm the biggest SC30 fan in the world, but I think, while the SC30 is Lamborghini's F40, and I've made that statement many times, this just takes it to the next level. This is Lamborghini's F50 and Carrera GT. Lamborghini was sold to Volkswagen Audi Group in 1998. This car was that first evolution, Audi influence, and the fit and finish is perfect. You look around the cockpit, all gorgeous carbon fiber, shiny carbon fiber. The front hood in this sort of, going back into the carbon snorkel. This car is beyond perfect. And if you ask me, this is my new holy grail. And I went back to sort of this tragic story. Growing up, my dad used to go to the factory, and he became friends with a young test driver who was also friends with Ingrid and Valentino. And unfortunately, he passed away driving a Diablo GT. So this is not, this is not a production car. This is definitely a race car that was basically built for the street. The evolution of this car, or I would say built at the same time, was the GTR, which was the factory spec series. I believe 25 GTRs were produced, and the GTR is not much different than the GT. Looking around this car a little bit, a couple of the differences. This has the race buckets, similar, almost identical to the GTR. It has, basically nothing in the interior. This does not have the roll cage like the GTR. This does not have the crazy big wing like the GTR. But I think that's sort of that's basically where it stops. What's wild about the GT is you actually can't see out of the rear because of the massive intake. So there's the factory fitted all the cars with these rear view cameras and screen in the interior, and it's just so good. I mean, I don't understand how this, which is the end of an era for Lamborghini, it's probably one of the best modern Lamborghinis ever built, how these cars are still $900,000 to $1.2 million. It does not make sense to me when Carrera GTs are selling for $2 million, Ferrari F50s are selling for $3 to $4 million. I put this car uncomparable of those cars, and when you think about production numbers, 80 for the world, 8 in the US, it doesn't make sense how cheap these cars are, how underappreciated these cars are, and they're just so good. That V12 engine, you know, you just feel it, and the steering is so light. That's the other thing about these cars. You know, the rear wheel drive, you really feel just how light these cars are, and the back end wants to get out on you. This is not for everyone. This is definitely for the experienced driver, and I have not at all, because it is inventory, it is for sale, so we're not going to abuse this car by any means, but you can just feel this is just a special experience. You're not going to be able to wipe the smile off my face, and if I had the money, maybe I can convince my wife, no, we can live in a Diablo GT, because this is just so damn good. This is a dream of mine, and definitely I would have to say the Diablo GT now is a holy grail car for me. So good. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for sharing this moment with me, a surreal moment to be driving this car now. One of the rarest modern Lamborghinis ever made, and probably one of the best. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We have a ton of more great content coming on the channel, and I had to share this with you guys because this is just too damn good.